What is fashion fights poverty? Valid question, because it sounds good. It rolls so easily off the tongue. Fashion fights poverty. But there needs to be substance there, right? And so who Fashion Fights Poverty is a 100% volunteer-driven organization that aims to raise awareness and funds for programs that fight poverty worldwide. Now, how do we do that as an organization? Well, there are several programs that Fashion Fights Poverty is in the midst of developing. The first one being a student competition being launched this summer here in the Washington area. And excuse me, to provide a little more details to that, it's kind of taking the concept of a Project Runway and localizing it to the DC youth community. So what we're looking to do is to have a competition among specifically high school students, graduating seniors, who are looking to go into the field of fashion design. And we are challenging them to create a eco-friendly, ethical, friendly wardrobe, which we will choose the winner of to award a college scholarship, in addition to also being featured as one of the designers during our annual gala that we hold each year in the fall. So we're quite excited about that particular program because it engages youth, which is very important to us as an organization. And we also incorporate the elements of using sustainable materials in fashion design in a way which is exciting and different. And so that's our first program. Second one that we are developing is through the area of microfinance lending, based off of our very close relationship with Nest, last year's beneficiary, that is an incredible leader in the field of microfinance lending to women, specifically in developing countries. Fashion Fights Poverty is looking to also explore in that area. So we are looking at partnering with other great organizations like Kiva and others who act as a go-between between individuals who desperately need support to create sustainable businesses abroad. And so what is exciting about that particular program is that we are able to look at anywhere of 30 to 40 specific individual programs that Fashion Fights Poverty can support and track those programs so that when we spread out X thousands of dollars across several programs, we can actually see where that funding went, the impact on the local community and with that particular person, to really show our supporters excuse me, with Fashion Fights Poverty that your support actually does make a difference. And then our third program that we're in the midst of developing is a series of workshops throughout the DC area that brings in people from the fashion industry, designers, as well as those who are consumers, people just like you and me, who want to get more information about how does the use of sustainable materials, eco-friendly, ethical standards in the fashion industry, how does that work? And who are those designers who are leading that way? And who are some up-and-coming designers that people don't know about who are also trying to make a name for themselves? We'll also explore people who want to become designers themselves and really have a different take on what the fashion industry is for people, whether you're a business or a consumer. It will be a great opportunity to bring in some really interesting speakers and see what we can come up with. Well, currently I serve as president of the board of directors for Fashion Fights Poverty. So in that role I am responsible for the long-term strategy of the organization, including fiscal responsibility, growth of coalition, partners, as well as engaging individuals, the business community, all in an effort to support the long-term growth and development of the organization. Five years ago, the concept of Fashion Fights Poverty was brought together by Michael Dumlau, Kudrika Maiden, and Sylvia Luanji, who are all very good friends of mine. And at the time, they asked I would come on board to serve in the area of handling their corporate relations, of attracting businesses to the concept of who Fashion Fights Poverty is. Earlier this year, when Fashion Fights Poverty was incorporated into an organization, we created a board of directors, and they asked if I would serve as president of the board. And it's an incredibly exciting role to play. What makes Washington so special for Fashion Fights Poverty is that our supporters are everyone from college students to young professionals to business executives to policymakers. And when Fashion Fights Poverty is trying to really shine the light on those in the fashion industry who use eco-friendly materials, sustainable materials, and practice fair labor standards, we're actually able to tap into a group here in Washington that knows that that those words mean something. Well, you know, this year happens to be our 5th anniversary, Sarah. So in the past, we have held this annual event at a variety of venues. Most recently at the St. Regis Hotel last year, which was our presenting sponsor. This year, we're very happy to have announced that the Renaissance Mayflower Hotel has graciously accepted to be our presenting sponsor this year. So the event will be on Friday, September 25th in the evening, and will feature an incredible fashion show made up of well-known and maybe some lesser-known designers, again, that mirror the mission of Fashion Fights Poverty, also including the winner of the student design competition that I spoke about earlier. So we're very excited about it. It's going to be a wonderful evening. In the past, when we have had these events, it's an opportunity for people to come out, have a good time, look fashionable, support those in the fashion industry and those who work in it, you know, those who just love being aware of it and wearing clothes, but those who truly see the value of supporting the practice of fair labor standards and the use of sustainable materials in the fashion industry. So I mean, our position really is that, especially in Washington, there's so many receptions and events year-round. You can help make a difference in the world without sacrificing being fashionable or without sacrificing being able to go out and have a good time. You can go out and have a good time and know that your support is going to a very good cause that, again, you know, is making a difference in the world. And that's part of really who Fashion Fights Poverty is with those programs I spoke about earlier, and of giving a level of transparency between our supporters and the ones we support as well about how we're making a difference together. And everyone wants to make the world a better place, but it's incredibly difficult to actually choose how to do it. And Fashion Fights Poverty is there. We know how to do it, and we're doing it now. And the sky's the limit.